says I'm live. Welcome in. It is 9/10/2025. This is just something I'm understanding. If it resonates, cool. If it doesn't, cool. So, something's unlocking for me with memories about Thoth. Okay. And I posted in the community as I'm looking up the Masonic Bible, because I came across my path. Like, I'm going off of what, like, the divine is showing me, because I'm always trying to understand where the hell we are and why we live in what we live in all honesty. I'm pretty deep, and it's just how I understand things, and my search for truth, spiritual truth, though, over this 3D world, because I'm wide awake and tired watching other people sleep when you're wide awake. And that's not like a judgment thing. It's just when you're wide awake, you understand, you know what I'm speaking on, because you also are around people that are not wide awake. And you're around some that are waking up, and so on and so forth. There's different layers to this. But this is what came to me, and how I'm just going to share it. Again, if it resonates, cool. It's relevant, and it's just relevant. Anyway, so I feel like something got unlocked for me with that, with the Luciferian, okay? Because it's not just one being. And wow, how deceptive that is. How deceptive, how I'm understanding it. And again, you believe what you want. How even that is deceptive. So with the research I've just been doing, it's interesting when I'm doing a paranormal investigation and I'm researching, I find it's connected to so much more for me to understand, and I'm not even sure what I understand, but I know it's all about our spiritual evolution here and what this place is. Because if you hadn't noticed, this place has kind of gone to hell in a handbasket, and it's not going to stay like this forever. It's not going to be like allowed, if you will, because there is a higher, being, God, creator, the divine, that will, and guardians that will step in for the souls here, because you're a soul. All right, first and foremost, don't forget that you're a soul in this material world. What a weird concept, but yet this material world is a graveyard. Okay, what a wild concept. And that's all Thoth. That's all connected to Thoth. Okay, so if you look at the Masonic Bible or the Masonic temples, okay, because they're everywhere. We're still in Egypt, basically. Haven't really left it. We're just in a different version of our reality of it. But they are still the players. They are still the players here. So I've been researching more on, like, Ashiana, which I haven't even opened the book that I have. I did, but I haven't looked at it in a while because I've had other stuff going on. And it just hit me because I want to understand it for me, not because someone else is, because I'm reading it. Like, I know when something rings true to me because it will unlock something that has been dormant, that I knew was there, but I wasn't sure what it was. It has to do with our world right now and what's going on versus the ancient lands. Now, my research has been on the Native American lands. Okay, and this is just what's unfolded for me, and I'm finding it really interesting, so I'm just documenting it. Again, if you resonate, great. If you don't, cool. Then what they call the Native American here, the tribes of these lands, to watch over these lands, which I feel like in a weird way is the Dogman, which I wouldn't mess around with that, just saying, because that would be like a bunch of Set, if you will, maybe even Anubis, because that's where that DNA came from, okay? And they're connected to native lands, native sites, native graves, graveyards. Who else is about graveyards? Anubis, Osiris. We're in a graveyard. And Thoth did betray. All of this stuff is Thoth's tools. They're magical tools. Then they look like one thing on a book, but they're another. So Thoth was the ancient Egyptian god of wisdom, writing, knowledge, magic, and in the moon. And we're in a very spiritual, supernatural world. Magic is very real. It's just this 3D world does not want you to remember that, for it programs you differently, and it does. starting from kindergarten up, and from your parents before, and your generation before. And some generations were not programmed, okay? And those are the I don't know if they're older lands. I don't know how that works, because like we're, I just feel like there are different pockets of energy or realms, if you will, these continents that we're able to go back and forth to, or walk to, realistically. But we're still dealing with Egypt. There's pyramids everywhere. If you really think that what you're seeing on the TV screen with Trump and all that, and that's how that's about, and it's land, right? Land. Temples, magic, pyramids, ancient ruins, ancient stuff, because they're looking for their technology after whatever decimated this time before that created the Grand Canyon. Because there was a serious decimation here. Flood. I feel like even after Noah's flood, there was another decimation, which would be like Atlantis. If anyone remembers Atlantis, Atlantis got decimated. It sank. They're looking for their stuff. And the dog barked on that. They're looking for their stuff. They're looking for their magical shit. They came back. They've been here the whole time. They run this place. It's all Thoth's tools. The Bible, okay? This is going to connect it here with the Bible. He was depicted as the ibis. We all know he's an ibis-headed man, or as a baboon, which sometimes the Bigfoots even have the baboony face. Interesting. And considered the divine scribe and mediator of the gods. And Thoth betrayed the gods, and he did. Look around you, we're in it. Thoth invented hieroglyphics, which we're in, taught language to humanity, and played a key role in myths such as healing Horus's eye. So if you notice and I'll show in a second, if you don't know the Masonic symbol, it's an eye. It's an eye. So it's the Hall of Two Truths. He worshipped, eventually spread to Greek world, where he was identified with the god of Hermes. And he's the architect of this place, long and short of it. Well, who uses the Masonic books? 33 degrees. So back to researching these lands here, the tribal lands here, where they landed. It's interesting how they use that word, landed, not settled, not stepped on. They landed, but we'll just go with they came over on a ship, the Mayflower. And reading the true history on this from, elders. There's an elder woman that wrote the story of what happened here, for it to be written down true, because everything, pretty much, it's really hard to find a lot of stuff on the tribes from a long time ago, unless it's handed down, through generations on on nations' lands, Navajo lands, Wampanoag lands, pick a land, but they're all the tribes of the earth, to watch over the earth. They knew about the spiritual world, and then these beings came over. We'll call it 1620, and changed everything. All of a sudden, land was taken. We're in this again. We're right back in this shit again. We're walled in, which is fucking weird. Just gonna say that. It's weird. Sorry for cursing. It's weird. Mexico's walled up because the guy, it's a prejudice. This goes beyond prejudice, though. This goes beyond the prejudice, what they have you believe prejudice is in this world. With skin color, it's deeper than that. The red and the blue are family lines. Those are bloodlines. We're dealing with bloodlines here, all right? And the illusion is used by Thoth's tools. Those are real. Hieroglyphics would be what we're in, the eye. We're in the eye of Horus, or maybe we're in the eye of Set. We're in the eye. They show us in the Masonic symbol. If you don't understand what I'm saying, I'll show you in 1 second. And I'm just like seeing the deception. Okay, so he fell. Thoth fell. Thoth turned his back on the other gods, the other deities, if you will, and betrayed and used the magic, who you would call Lucifer in the Bible. and prideful. He shared his teachings with beings that he wasn't supposed to teach them to, which would be what they call in the book, like the Enoch, the Nephilim, the fallen angels, the technology, the AI. That's the fallen technology. Not all angelic technology is fallen, but when you're in a world with this CERN, something called HARP, you have Lucifer, telescope. These are the tools of Thoth to make this projection that we're in. Because, like, why would we be in a graveyard? Why are we living? I mean, like, why are we in a fucking graveyard? But we're thinking we're driving down a road, right, to a job, right, or to the grocery store. And this depends on how deep you go. But that's a level of a spiritual awakening when you start really seeing, like, what is this place? And then this Bible, which talks about two truths, two worlds. So this person came across me. I've shared her before. I think her name was Linda, but she changed the name of her channel. About the 3 days of darkness, the 3 phases of the eye. I was getting, it's deep, and how people are getting messages from the divine. And then I'm wondering, really, like, listen, you got to question everything here, but you got to know your connection with the divine too, And I trust that with people. The 3 days of darkness in this was mentioned Nibiru. Okay, Nibiru will block out our sun. And when the way she said this was, God said, my planet Nibiru. And I'm thinking, it hit me like, oh, she's getting a message from King Anu. Ooh, horn beeped on that. Like, she's getting a message from King Anu, who she calls God. Maybe she doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't care. I don't know. It's not my business. The point is, with these gods in Nibiru, that would be King Anu. And it could be, the divine. It's still the divine's world. It's, it's a ship. It's not a planet, but it's going to block out the sun. A lot of warnings of the 3 days of darkness have been very prevalent. We're going through so many eclipses, so many blood moons. These are significant signs that we're being shown for those who are paying attention to it, because your soul feels the shift here. Your soul feels the change here. I don't know how long you've been here. I feel like you've been here for a fucking 1,000 years, but we've been in this world with Thoth, who looks like something different. Looks like one thing, but it's another. Something about all this is getting ready to be revealed. That's the message. Something about this is getting ready to be revealed. The ChatGPT, that's Thoth. That's Thoth. That's Thoth technology. Reading some of the stuff Ashiana talks about how, because it does, like, I had a hard time at first, like, what do you mean Thoth betrayed us? I have good memories of Thoth. But Thoth did betray us. Again, you believe what you want about Thoth, but Thoth did betray us. He fell with the Bohemian Grove. He would have the ability to make one thing look like another. Who else does that? Lucifer. He would be the Lucifer in the Bible, in the Roman Catholic, King James, whatever Bible. Remember, the Masonic Bible is all spiritual. They do dark shit. They do blood sacrifice. They do it in this world in the organized religion. They say, like, do you want take the blood of Christ, take the body of Christ? It's a freaking sacrifice. It's disgusting. Do you think Christ really wants you to continue to sacrifice him? If you believe in Jesus Christ, the Almighty, Lord of Lord, and he wouldn't even want you to be like, I'm Lord of Lord and King of Kings, because he wasn't about ego. Christ is not about ego. There is no ego with Christ. None. So there's that. But do you really think, here, take my blood, take my body? That's disgusting. It's a sacrifice. So they're doing it right in front of our face and indoctrinating those. And again, you believe what you want. I'm not into the organized religion, because when that hit me like that, I actually asked for forgiveness for even engaging in any kind, because we are meant to be in this world, not of this world. For those who resonate with this frequency that I'm sharing with you right now, we are in this world. We are not of this world. We are where we will be tricked into believe these things that matter. They just matter. Things are things. It's your soul that matters. And I'm talking like, and it's all about the infiltration as well with addictions. Addictions takes you out of you. It takes you out of your soul. And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be dry goods or wet goods. It can be anything in this world. Being obsessed with outside things instead of focusing truly on yourself and your soul growth. These are the times where really, I never thought I'd see this. This shit I film is just mind-blowing. But it's there. Some of the stuff I just filmed and appeared to me is like, there's something huge sitting up by the sun or the light. It's huge. So that's when like I got like Thoth just came so strong through and understanding more of what this is. And I don't even know how to put it all into words, and I don't even know if I should share it on this particular platform. I'm not comfortable doing that at this point in time. With some of you I am, but some of it no. No, because I understand a level of sharing a little too much and what can go on with that. And there's got to be a respect with the spiritual laws, and there does. And I share it for others who understand what I'm talking about, because you experience it too, and you see it too, and you're having understandings and aha moments about stuff too, of maybe things you were not trying to figure out, but come to you, and then you're like, oh, okay, I'm getting that now. And it's spiritual. It's all spiritual. We are souls here in a serious illusion, very physically real illusion. We're born through water to be here. Like, why are we born under a government? And I'm not into the political bullshit, because that's all it is. You're just dealing with spiritual, or it's not spiritual, rephrase, other entities that look like one thing but are another. Why are we born into a governmental society? That's Thoth. Thoth fell. Thoth betrayed. Thoth got greedy. Thoth got, I'm going to make my own world, and we're in it. And we're friggin' in it. We're in it. And that will be revealed, and that's coming. With CERN, that's all like connected to the eye of whether it's Set or Horus. I don't know if it's Horus's eye. Let me just show you that real quick. There's so much is shifting and changing quickly. Like, time is moving quicker, because they're screwing around with shit with these magical tools. They're not just these 3D tools. Hold on, let me pull this up too real quick. I'll show you. Symbol. Oh, let's see what the symbol is. No, all right, let's go with the tools. It just was, hold on a second. I know you're all in the chat. Thank you for being here. I just want to show you this. Okay, this is, they're looking for their stuff here, okay? Stuff is coming through, too. These comets, they call them comets, and meteors, and this is messages coming in. This is higher intelligence for your soul to remember, because you're a soul here. First and foremost, you are a soul. You're a divine soul. Hopefully you're a divine soul. Most of you, I know you are, but there's some in the back to peek in the bushes. Not so sure about. Okay, it's like opening up portals and ways with the keys here. I thought I posted hold on a second, let me just look this up. I'll just show this right here. That's the eye. The tools. They don't, and it's funny because they use them in drafting. If you've ever taken drafting class, I have. It's that tool, but it's not. It's a parallel. It's a freaking parallel. Two parallel worlds in a gateway through, which is the eye. Whether it's the eye of Horus, the eye of Ra, or maybe it's the three eyes. Maybe it is the eye of Horus, eye of Set, and eye of Ra. Maybe that's the wink wink 3-eye atlas. This is not just a rock coming at us. And then then we have that. The trickery is deep. It's deep. It's so freaking deceptive. And I really could understand, like, he betrayed us. He did. I just want to share that. Like, he did. He betrayed us. Big time. And that's going to be revealed. So I do wonder, like, I'm not saying people, people are going to get their messages. I get it. And maybe this is a wrong transmission too. I don't know, but I'm just going to share it. And that's how I see it and understand it. And I'm just going to, like I said, share it. But that lady that was reading that message, the one she said, and the way she wrote, God, I'm sending in my planet, Nibiru. I'm like, that's King Anu. If that's how she heard it, that would be King Anu communicating with her. So, because that would be, if you know anything about ancient Sumerian, for those who've done research on that, you know that Nibiru is connected to King Anu, Enki, Enlil, right? Which goes and then goes down into Thoth and Osiris and Isis and King Tut and Emotep, Bastet, the seven Hathors, like the deception he betrayed. So I don't know if that's going to make sense to even anybody out there, but I did want to just share a bit on what I'm understanding. And it's like, it's so deceptive because I'm always seeking the truth because I see deep. I feel deep. I see deep in the world. I balance two worlds. I balance a 3D life, and then but I see through the veil. I see through this crap. I can't help but see. And I see the deception. I see the play as all the world is staged. And then I got the book by, I don't know, that guy like says he's John Kennedy Jr. I started reading his book. For some reason, something was opening up in my mind about having this stuff, the levels of, just about the levels of deception here. Why are we born into a government? And this isn't about a political conversation. This is about a control. A control. Who fell from supposed grace? In the Bible, right? Lucifer. Well, who was that? I'm getting it's Thoth. With the illusion. He's the master of illusion. He's the architect of it. I feel like on some different plane of existence, we are too, because we're still in the halls. Like, I got that a long time ago. Like, we're in the halls of Amente somehow, in parallel, some parallel thing. Because if you hadn't noticed, and I'm not the only one that's speaking on this, by the way. So if you want to think I'm out there, you can think again, because I'm not alone in this. We have quantum shifted, and I always get messages about that a few years, like, we're going to quantum shift, and then we'll know it. We maybe won't realize it, but then we will. Like, we're quantum shifting, and fast. And coming across messages about with Christ, about I will, the sky will open up. And then we all know that they want you to believe about the blue beam too. Remember, this thing's in play, and you believe what you want. It is what it is. I get that stuff's real too. That's fallen angelic technology, the deception. That's how they've kept this place going. Again, if I have, we can back it up with, Area 51 and the levels. You have to be at that level with your little tag. What is it? The majestic level. That's what this is. And when they're not even grasping if we're in an AI made world or the real world anymore, that's fucking telling. So no, I'm not off base on this whatsoever. It's the trick of the eye. We're at a different parallel. If we, like, that's why, like, it depends on how you look at the world. Do you look at it straight on? Do you look at it 360? I look at it 360. I don't look at it just straight on. That's deceptive. That's narrow-minded, and it's too two-dimensional for me. There's so much more depth, signs. Like, I don't know, I just feel like we're supposed to really be paying attention to these signs right now, and all along, but just the deception of it. New covenants, that's not surprising. Iris and exactly. So this somehow trapped the eye, which we could call that word globe, right? The Kuiper belt, which would be Tiamat. Part of Tiamat made the Kuiper belt, okay? But on a bigger scale of a tool, if that makes sense, to use it as a tool to trap it, to trap us, because that's a if you think that's a spiritual book, that's a spiritual book too. These are spiritual books. These are magical books. They're not just spiritual books, they're magical books. They're very magical. Your prayer matters. Your prayer is powerful. So that ChatGPT is all about Thoth and the fallen technology. I've just been seeing so many signs about it that like it's kind of like this ding 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 moment. And I don't even know if I'm truly describing and giving it justice for what I am understanding and seeing of like the levels of just deception. How this whole world is through banking, through AI, umbrellas of this company, but it's not companies. It's like power brokers. It's power brokers. This whole place is about power brokers and energy and harvesting energy and moving energy. And something's coming, and I feel like it's these three eyes, literally magical. It's gonna reveal a lot, and I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. And if it doesn't, I don't know. I don't know what to say, but it makes sense to me. I'm getting it. I'm like, wow, this is deep. Because I'm very spiritual over this three-dimensional world. And when this three-dimensional world starts messing with me, I take a step back because I realize I'm a soul. I'm in a physical body having a physical experience, but I'm a soul. And I have to stay, I'm in this body using this as a tool. So, and then the 3 days of darkness with the three eyes of Atlas, it's connected. When is that going to happen? I don't know. None of us will know, but we're being guided to the signs to pay attention to the 3 days of darkness. I already feel the Nibiru has already been in front of our sun. That's why we have a fake sun, but that's, I'm not here to impugn what someone else is getting as a message from, the divine. I'm never here to do that. But that's, I filmed it, and I kind of got proof of it, that it's sitting back here behind that light. And that's why the moon's rising in the day and setting in the middle of the night, and, you all know that. It's I don't know. I don't know how else to put into words, so I'm just going to stop talking right now. That's about all I can get out at the moment. It's just, you ever know, like, it's so big that you got to figure out how to form it into words to relay it for others to understand too, because I know I'm not alone in this. I know there's others in my company of understanding what I am sharing right now. So thanks for being here, and thanks for listening. And we are in this world. We are not of this world. You are a divine spark. You are a divine spark over this stuff. This is the stuff that keeps playing with us and wants you to stay stuck, if that makes sense. It's a left and a right. It really is. And we are at that precipice. We kind of have been for a bit. I feel like we're a little bit past that. Like, you either took the right already or you are really in the grid. And I feel like that's the severing that happens, is when you're seeking more spiritual stuff versus the three-dimensional. Like, you understand this world needs that paper dollar bill to be able to purchase something, but that's just a piece of paper that means nothing. But this puts something, it's just part of the monopoly of this place to use our energy. So I'm not sure where. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just sharing what I don't even know where I started with it. It's all about Thoth and how Thoth betrayed us. And that would be the Lucifer in the scripture. Again, and I started take it or leave it, believe it or don't, but this is how I'm understanding it. It was just kind of an aha moment. A lot of signs have been coming to me, and I'm not looking for them. They're just there. And then it just was like an aha moment of like, oh, I get it. Because I've been reading some of Ashiana's stuff, and Christos it came across about Thoth and the Luciferian. It's not one being. And then something else came across, and it was just the way it hit me, and it resonated. Not because I'm not saying it because they say it. Because they said it, it resonated something different for me. I remembered, and I'm sharing it here. Of like, oh, okay, I get it. I get how Thoth betrayed us. That's how Thoth betrayed us. This is sacred knowledge. This should never be in the hands of darkness, ever, ever, ever. And it is. And we're in it. Because I'm like, really, God? Why would I be born into a governmental system? I talked to my mother like that. Like, Ma, really? Why? But I chose it. So they say, we choose to be here. We're called here for the injustices, which I do believe that. I don't know it. I don't just believe it. I know it, And some of us did come through because of injustice and to help humanity the best that we can, a day at a time, a person at a time, kind of thing. Because of this, I get how he betrayed us. Because I don't know if you remember, Jody, but a while back I was getting why was Ra and Thoth battling? I came across that information like Ra and Thoth battled, and I couldn't find it. And I figured it out. I get it. I get why Thoth. So Ra is here, and we know Ra's here. We know Ra's here through the energy signature. If you don't understand, people in the back or whomever, Ra is really here, and Ra shows up in the energy signatures around us, or the magnetic field line. Ra's really here. Okay, so that would be the battle of Ra and Thoth. Thoth would be Lucifer. Ra would be, I don't know, Ra. Whoever. I still don't know really who Ra is either in this whole scenario. But I'm just seeing the players and understanding the players, because it wasn't. I'm like, what? When I was reading this, it rang familiar, but I'm like, but why? And I had to understand it for me, not just because I read saw her work, and I do watch Christos when he comes across. I wait for it. I don't go looking for it. If he comes up on my feed, I know there's a message there for me to understand on my soul path and to share it on my channel with others who are on that soul path too. And I was really trying to understand it. I didn't want to just believe it because someone else said it. I had to feel that. I had to understand that for me, because I do remember good stuff with Thoth. I have memories of that. I do have memories of Tahuti. We called him Tahuti. Tahuti. But he betrayed us for, and that's who they would call Lucifer. Prideful, He was the most beautiful, the most talented, the most gifted of angels that fell from grace and wanted to rule. How would you rule? You would take over a land. You would create a land and take over the land. You would make a magical book for those who understand and make it fallen and dark, and then make a mimic copy of it, having people read it. I mean, you believe what you want. I'm not saying there isn't truth in it, because it is two. Bi means two. Two halls of truth, dark and light. But you're still reading about the dark as well. You know what I'm saying? That's what would be a Lucifer, someone who was just wanted to create their own world and run it and rule it and be a god. Somehow connected to Marduk as well. I think it's bloodlines, Marduk. Oh my God, come on, brain. Enlil, connected with Enlil. Now, because, we have Osiris here, and that's real, and that's shown up in the magnetic field line, too, is Osiris, the staff of Ra, that has shown up, the Horus's box, the tools. These are the tools, what we call CERN, the telescope, and harp. That's an angelic tool. What do angels have? Harps, It's not just, it's blue beam and harp and something that makes a bunch of lines in the sky. No, it's sending out a sound, a tone, a frequency to block. Because we are sound, tone, and frequency. That's why trees can only grow so tall. It isn't just about oxygen. It's about sound, tone, and frequency. So, the Tower of Babel. Exactly. And maybe I should use some decks with this when I do this, but I just wanted to just share what I had inside me right now. And I'll let you go because I'm going to charge my phone, but I'll leave this up for a little bit. and then I'm just gonna set it to private, because I don't know, I just kind of feel like doing that. I don't know if I'm not, like I said, I'm not 1000% comfortable putting this out right now, because I'm still trying to understand it. But I do get how Thoth betrayed us, and how Thoth would be what they call Lucifer. It's not just one being, and like it's a family line kind of thing. It's a bloodline that fell. Brothers and sisters fell. Brothers and sisters fell. They wanted to have their own world. Then that would go back to Bohemian Grove and the rituals they do there. It looks like an owl, but it's not an owl. That's an illusion. That's an illusion. Take it or leave it. Peace out.